Alright, I have a fun deck today. This is Orzhov Phelia, a deck that you may have seen around on the ladder before. It's pretty fringe, but it is a cool deck. Mainly, Phelia Exuberant Shepherd is a really nice card to blink a lot of things for fun and profit. When she attacks, you get to flicker a non-land permanent of either yours or your opponent's control. If it enters the battlefield under your control, i.e. it was something on your side of the battlefield, then you get to put a counter on Phelia, and she can become a pretty annoying attacker. She comes in at instant speed as well, which means that often you're getting the first flicker when your opponent doesn't really expect it. Other than this, our deck is basically going to have a bunch of ETB creatures, and those will include Solitude, Grief, Recruiter of the Guard in order to find all these interesting cards, Orcish Bowmasters, Juggling Knot Peddler in order to hit your opponent's hand or potentially your own. All pretty decent cards. And then we combine this with the typical cards that you would see. Thoughtseize, Surgical, Reanimate to combat to combine with your Grief and Solitude. Swords to Plowshares, Ephemerate to flicker your Grief and Solitude, things like this. And Ephemerate also kind of has the side effect of keeping your Phelia safe as a combat trick or something like that. Then we have a copy of Toxic Deluge and the End in order to deal with our opponent's problem cards. The End can take out a Flage or something like that. Toxic Deluge can deal with the tiny little small decks that are pretty annoying to play against. And really, that's the name of the game. Find a Phelia, start to blink this stuff, and then otherwise play these cards on their typically strong price point. Recruiter of the Guard here, a card that I may not have played on the channel before. On ETB, find something with toughness 2 or less, put it into your hand. So that hits Peddler, Bowmasters, Phelia, Grief, and Solitude, all of our creatures. Yeah, just Orzhov fun stuff. Should be a good time today. Orzhov Phelia. Let's try to make this engine roll. All right. Since I didn't say it in the deck tech, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we have Surgical here. We can take something good out of their hand and get rid of it forever. We'd probably do it pitching Juggernaut Peddler or Demonic Tutor. That would give us also an opportunity to have Solitude, but I think we'll find white stuff in general later. So I will keep this hand. As we're going first, this is nice. We'll look to Surveil here. Do we need 2 Surgicals? Willing to bet no, although seeing Eladamri makes me think elves, but let's see if this is actually true. I don't think we need 2 of these. So we're going to go Grief. Let's pitch the Juggernaut Peddler. And that is enough to win round 1. That tells you something about the state of Timeless right now. The people, they do not like the Grief. It is what it is. We're going to go ahead and queue for another one right now. That was far too fast of a concession. But yeah, you know, a lot of people talk about how Grief is a bane for most formats. I'd say that Timeless has a Grief problem as well. We'll see what happens with getting it banned out of other formats like Legacy and Modern. For now, that's not going to be an issue for us. I can have a Solitude on turn 1 here. Is that good? Not really. I'm going to mulligan. Grief Thoughtseize. This is a big Grief hand. I am kind of down. Keep the 6. I think we're going to get rid of the second Grief. We hit twice on the first turn, which is nice. We start with Thoughtseize. Omniscience combo, sure. So we take away the Reanimate. We take away Omniscience, I'd say. We know that Fae of Wishes is going to be their card that gets things outside the game. Brainstorm, Demonic Tutor are kind of annoying because those represent cards that we're taking away here. I think I get rid of Reanimate because then they just take my Grief, which I'm going to be pitching to take their Omniscience away. Exile Juggernaut Peddler. I'm actually going to take their turn 1 play here, and then we just go Thoughtseize turn 2. Take Brainstorm. Cool. Whichever of us draws Reanimate first is going to be a happy camper. Oh, let's go. So if I just take Omniscience and Surgical then this is pretty good. Ugin's also pretty good, but I think Omniscience is better since that's clearly how they're going to be casting this thing. Boom, boom. For that cost, Omniscience. Let's take a look at this deck. So, 1, 2, 3 in the deck. Agent of Treachery, Atraxa, Lorien revealed. This is definitely show and tell with Fae of Wishes to get things out of the sideboard. Lots of tutors, so they're definitely planning to win that way, but they also have side Agent of Treachery and the Ugin in hand. Okay. Selected all 4. We know what we're up against. We just need to get to do our own thing before they end up with a lot of mana. Fae of Wishes can eventually kill me. We also have to watch out for show and tell. I have one more turn. I can Demonic Tutor for something good. I can also just reanimate a Grief, which I think is actually going to be my plan. So we take reanimate here. Do we have anything good in the graveyard? No. Alright, and I'll pass through. So now we have reanimate taking away Ugin. We know Ugin's a 1-of. Take Grief. Their hand. Atraxa, Agent of Treachery. So show and tell is bad here in a lot of situations. I really do need to find show and tell somehow. The Atraxa is a problem, the Agent is a problem, the Ugin's also a problem. They are really slowed down if I take Demonic Tutor. I think I take Demonic Tutor. Surgical's bad on Demonic Tutor. Brainstorm Reanimate I don't really care about too much. I actually didn't get to check if that was their only Reanimate. Regardless, we have a Grief and they don't have anything right now. If they go for a Reanimate play now, we have Surgical Extraction as protection, so this is good. Juggernaut Peddler is technically Thoughtseize. They have their second land, they'll play a Fae of Wishes. That stops my Grief thing from happening. I think I just go Juggernaut Peddler here. Well, Grief has Menace, so it's okay. We need to make sure that they don't have show and tell here. Thoughtseize. I'll take their Thoughtseize. Harsh Flats will surveil. No land, please. Alright. Fae of Wishes number 2, they can effectively block me now. I will not be able to attack. It'll be my turn. Solitude, that'll eventually be nice. Too bad I can't cast it yet. We'll pass. Lorien revealed, okay, so if that's a show and tell as their last card in hand, then we are not looking good. However, Solitude will take out the Agent of Treachery or Atraxa. Could be worse. No attacks, makes sense. We can go Juggernaut Peddler, check their hand again. Beautiful. Target you. It's going to be bad once they start playing Juggernauts. Okay, fine. I think we just want to avoid the Agent of Treachery show and tell. I think I'll just take their Juggernaut. Because that represents something that I'm not currently available to deal with. And we need Phelia, or we need a white card for the Solitude. Can't attack. Well, we've done everything that we needed to do. We're just in an unfortunate situation where our opponent plays Fae of Wishes as a as an answer to specifically the situation we're in, instead of assemble the Mastermind's Acquisition. Excuse me. Another land, not a problem. We have 3 more lands till we need to start to worry. Come on. Phelia, that's the one. So when we Phelia attack next turn, we'll be in a good situation. And then once we find a white card for Solitude, we're going to be cooking. Alright. Next turn, it all unlocks. Uh-oh. Assemble the team. That's not good. So we might need to Phelia Juggernaut Peddler then. Or Phelia Grief even. Because it's just likely that that's show and tell now. Well, that sure is awkward. They can now start playing Juggernauts too, which is not great. Alright, cast Phelia. This is going to be a tough one to navigate. We kind of need a good draw here. They did take a while on that assemble the team, so there's a chance that they could have whiffed on these show and tells if that is actually their move. They can discard some stuff with Fae of Wishes, sure. Don't know why they would do that. They are doing it. How interesting. Putting Atraxa into the bin along with show and tell, which was their last card. Okay. So then I just take show and tell. Where did show and tell go? There it is. Happy to take that. So now we know that we don't need to deal with that anymore, and opponent will concede off of that. Alright, cool. With the Juggernauts, I could be flickering those with Phelia as well. I would have been getting in for 8 this next turn. I think we definitely had opponent. Alright, well, that was just kind of like a slog fest based on just some black and white staples here. But yeah, so we attack with Phelia, flicker their Fae of Wishes, hit for 9. So then they're almost dead. And then the following turn, they really only can play another Fae of Wishes or a Juggernaut. We flicker one of those, we get in with the team. They are dead. Or Grief even will do it on its own. Cool. That was a crazy round 1, but we were lucky enough to take it away. Let's go to round 2. All right, it's round 2. Early Phelia, early Reanimate, early Solitude. Actually, you know, this early Solitude could be pretty sweet. I will keep this hand. Let's surveil. Or think about surveilling. One of their own. It's Ocelot Pride. I think we will want to kill that. Let's Solitude evoke, getting rid of a Juggernaut Peddler. We don't really want to give them a 4/4. Toxic Deluge, going to be great against this deck. We'll have to think about getting it at some point. Let's Marsh Flats, find our Surveil. And that'll about do it. This would have been a Phelia turn and then a Reanimate turn. Pretty solid. Alright, that's kind of a short video to take for round 2. Let's record one more. Queuing right back up here. Orzhov Phelia. Pretty strong so far. The games don't necessarily always go linearly like they have been so far, so hopefully we'll get to showcase one of the games where the matchup is not so good for us. I'm proud for how this deck handled the Omni Show matchup. You know, Grief just does get those turn 1 concedes sometimes. Alright, so here we go. Round 2, recording session part 2. Phelia and Recruit of the Guard here now. The end is not very good right now. Thoughtseize is. I'll try it. Recruiter of the Guard finding a bunch of stuff is also very strong. So we have to shock. Ooh, was that a double mulligan that I saw? Thoughtseize stock going up. Alright, Leyline of Sanctity. That just immediately turns Thoughtseize off. Alright. Well, in that case, let's just surveil. We'll set up a turn 2 Phelia. Reanimate is beautiful. I'd like that. Agadeem, what are we doing here today? Polluted Delta. We pass. Flash in a Phelia. Possibly get to double Recruiter of the Guard turn 3. Alright, so this is Belcher, I'd say. Don't need to worry about my life total. They're going to do it all in one. I suppose I can also get my Thoughtseize in as well through this Phelia attack. Unless this is Fatal Push. Fatal Push would be awkward. Alright, my turn. We're going to go right to combat here. I hold up Ephemerate to blink my Phelia. Alright, let's blink their Leyline. Now they're open to Thoughtseize. Will they do anything about this? Alright, can we hit for 2? We can, sweet. Thoughtseize. Can I reanimate anything nice, or will there be a Belcher in hand? Yeah, there's not many decks that can deal with a Resolved Leyline of Sanctity in the current meta, so this is definitely off of the beaten path for opponent to have to deal with. Hopefully we can get a good take here with the Thoughtseize. And this could also be one of the situations where opponent just Alt F4s and gets out of here. I think if they end up doing that, we can consider this one a win. I don't think I'll force any of us to sit around here. I'll just cut the recording. We'll take round 2 as a victory and move to round 3. I actually wanted to come back and say I'm still waiting for my opponent to rope out, but as they passed through their first little extra time phase thing, I did get to resolve the Thoughtseize through this Leyline of Sanctity. They had Dark Ritual, Agadeem's Awakening, Beseech the Mirror. They were totally set up to Belcher me on the next turn, so lucky that that worked out for me. So anyway, here comes round 3. All right, it's round 3, and we have an Ephemeratable Grief. Let's try it. Assuming our opponent doesn't Thoughtseize us initially, should be good. Alright, we're going to hold some priority here. That was not the right button to do. There we go. Alright, so Concealed Courtyard will be the play here. It's going to be Grief. I think we'll pitch the end here. That is actually our only option, so sure. Resolves. We'll hold Ephemerate now. We'll target you first, and then we'll Ephemerate. Alright, now we can get rid of the full control. And we'll get in there. So Solitude also pitchable now. I think we're likely just going to want to get the Recruiter of the Guard out, though. Alright, let's take this hand away. So Fatal Push and Toxic Deluge, both things that I'd like to get rid of. Fatal Push, if we can just make them never have a thing to discard there, that'll be even better. So we'll just take 2 Orcish Bowmasters here. Alright, nice. Then Toxic Deluge is probably the next one on our Ephemerate. Cool. And yeah, that's going to be yet another early concession here from Grief Shenanigans. Didn't really come here today planning to play primarily Scam, but you know what? It is apparently what we're doing. All right. We'll do another part 2 for round 3, since that was like 30 seconds of gameplay or something ridiculous like that. Hopefully the queues won't take too long here. 11 seconds, not so bad. I've been every once in a while getting very long queues. Curious if you guys are having the same thing. I think overall it's been pretty good. I've played games that take far longer to find a match for you. Alright, so round 3 part 2. Overall, much worse hand here. No pitching stuff happening. Reanimate Surgical Extraction's kind of huge. I think for this I'm okay keeping. And then we go Polluted Delta, maybe is the one that we put back. Okay, so nothing early here. They have revealed Devour Destiny. Alright, so that's fine, I guess. It's not the greatest thing, so we do want to hit their hand pretty early if possible. This is a great way to do it. Yeah, let's do this. So, and turn. Another thing is I'm going to need to pitch to Surgical Extraction, which is a little awkward. Let's see if they come with the Ugin's Labyrinth in hand or off the top here. And what build are we on here? We see Show and Tell Malevolent Rumble. All right. This is a build that I am not personally familiar with. But luckily we have Grief coming up next turn. All right. They have the opportunity to go Chalice on 1 here and ruin my day. All right. Looks like we get to pass through, so we are going to explode. Here's this. We get to go Grief first, and then I'll think about doing a Phelia. All right, Surgical. Goodbye. Target you. All right, 1 ring, Omniscience, Null Drifter. All right, so Shifting Woodlands combo. I think we are incentivized to get rid of the Null Drifter. Null Drifter Reanimate goes pretty hard. Yeah, let's just do that. Hello. We'll go to 12, but this is going to be great. We know that they don't have recourse for it. We can take their only or one of their 2 lands next turn. Maybe keep them off of the 1 ring forever. All right, and that will be yet another concession. What is this? What is this deck tech? This is wild. All right, we'll move to round 4 now. Well, you know, I guess really the end game of this deck is just Phelia bouncing your Solitude and Griefs. So to just be reanimating these all the time is honestly par for the course. We'll keep the 7 here. It's a reanimated Solitude if we want. We also can just have Phelia available as well. I think we want to turn 2 or end step turn 2 Phelia, and then turn 3 reanimate Solitude. So that means we can hold Solitude a little bit. We'll Surveil here. Juggernaut Peddler also an option. Surveil. I don't think we need another Peddler. We'll pass. The turn 1 creature we are prepared for. I'm not going to find it. Move to my turn. Toxic Deluge, we have our answer for creatures, which this matchup doesn't really seem to be. Alright. Starting to get scared. We'll play Phelia. With a land? Okay, well I was going to say with a land we get Recruiter of the Guard out. And we get to use it a lot. So this is probably control, which means that I'm probably interested in just solituding. But I can also just Juggernaut Peddler, which is strong too. Now I can Solitude Recruiter reanimate and... or Solitude Pitching Recruiter, reanimate that. Juggernaut Peddler. Maybe I just Juggernaut Peddler, see what's up in the hand. I need the information. Meat Hook Massacre, No More Lies. Lockmere Serpent. That's annoying. Dig Through Time's annoying too. Well, we know that they don't do much right now, so reanimating Solitude's a good idea. Maybe we just take Meat Hook then and just commit to the board. Alright, enjoy that. Pay 2 life. Solitude. Pitching Recruiter of the Guard. Choose nothing. Submit 0. Reanimate. Bring back Solitude. Alright. Cool. Submit 0 again. So this is 5 damage on board here. Sadly, don't have the Phelia to stick around. Bowmasters is huge. We're going to wait for that Dig Through Time to pop. It's not castable yet, which is beautiful. They'll go for the Flooded Strand. I'll hold the Bowmasters up. We're in a great power position here. This is 5 damage a turn, healing me for 3. No More Lies will likely not be able to be held up while they cast Dig Through Time. They find Brainstorm, sure then, but they also will not go for the Juggernaut, which is kind of funny. Marsh Flats, sure. Alright, so we're doing something here. It'll be a Fatal Push, sure. 3 a turn now, for 5 turn clock. They can come back from this. They're getting actually pretty close to this Lockmere Serpent. Not super stoked about that. This is 4 cards in graveyard. They can tap out pretty much for Dig Through Time. I really just need to catch them with this Bowmasters, and then I think this game unlocks for me. So this is holding up for No More Lies. They have access to 3+4. They can Dig Through Time with backup here. Alright. Move to my turn. Let's look for action here. We'd like to bait out that No More Lies as soon as possible. We also know that Lockmere Serpent is coming. I would take any sort of Thoughtseize effect. Nice. We keep on top. We move in, see if they'd like to do anything prior. Swords to Plowshares. Hate it, but sure. We now take Thoughtseize. Let's see if they No More Lies this. They will not. Think I want to not have that around. I don't particularly care if they eat my graveyard right now. It's better than them having a creature. However, No More Lies is awkward. So that means that their next turn they probably Dig Through Time, holding up No More Lies. Then Bowmasters doesn't do much. Or next turn they have enough to play Lockmere Serpent, and then I'm really just stuck with this Bowmasters. I think I have to take the Lockmere Serpent, waste their time a little bit, we'll end turn. See if they decide to Dig Through Time. I think they will. Sure. I think they must know I have Bowmasters. I'll have to attempt this anyway, make them do it. Okay, actually currently, because they didn't shock, Bowmasters is online here. Come on, please do it. They're gonna do it. I think I have it. Oh, that's so beautiful. Alright, Bowmasters, baby. Alright, and this might mean that we have the game here, unless they find an answer to Bowmasters. Oh, right, that's not how Dig Through Time works. I keep thinking that it's the other Delve one. Alright, so the game is not yet won. They are looking at my graveyard here. Lockmere Serpent, sure. Still not castable though. And now we have the Swords to Plowshares. That's great. I can also just pay 7 life if they somehow wipe the board as well. It's gonna be Fatal Push, sure. 7. Fairy. Fairy minus on my little guy is kind of annoying. You hate to see it. And this might be where opponent turns the corner. Can they do it? Grief, that's nice. Just hardcast Grief, let's go. Oh, this actually runs into No More Lies, that's awkward. Okay, possibly huge misplay. Alright, well, let's see if they find the land for Lockmere. Okay. We get to survive another turn. Not that it's us whose back's against the wall. Orcish Bowmasters is great. Yeah, I think I just Toxic Deluge if they play the Lockmere Serpent. It has Flash. They don't have a 6th land, though, which is nice. Yeah, so I think I want to play this, wait for their Lockmere, kill it, then Bowmasters. Dig Through Time, short. What are my outs here? I mean, Bowmasters going coast to coast is one of them. Alright, I get to have a Bowmasters. I mean, they have to have another counterspell in here. We only know about No More Lies, right? No More Lies 1, No More Lies 2, no other counterspells. Alright, well, we'll just play this on their end step. Yep. Oh, we can't play it on their end step because of, yeah. Oof. Well, we'll go for Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is nice. That should bait out a counterspell. We know that Lockthmere has Flash, so that's something to worry about. Alright. Mana Drain, Swords of Plowshares, Cry. How many cards do I have in the graveyard? Just 2? The swords are going to be a problem. The Mana Drain is going to be a problem. I'm not really worried about Lockthmere anymore. Cry of the Carnarium, though. Wow, this is a deck that's pretty set up to tangle with me. What is my choice here? It's either Mana Drain or Lockthmere Serpent, I think, since all these other cards have duplicates. No Thoughtseize is really meaningful. Well, I think it's Mana Drain. Just make sure that my spells can resolve. Bowmasters, let's hit the fairy. That's worth the damage to me. I think I'd rather do that than face. And we know that they can deal with this, yep. Luckily all these are going to exile, not fueling Lockthmere. Godless Shrine, unlucky. Yeah, I think they might end up running away with this one. It's a little unfortunate. A Pitch Elemental does something. Yeah, there that is. We get hit for 7. We're going to take another 7. Uh-oh. Yeah, this might be a problem. I think I Swords on my turn then. Oh, the Juggernaut's back. I'm going to die to my own Juggernaut. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. This is enough to go bang. And we can prolong the game a little bit. Alrighty. So they have a lot of life now. We've actually kind of just switched. It was me that was high up on life total last time. There goes Cry, there goes my Solitude, and now it's just a question of who can land a big beater before the other. This Teferi is kind of annoying. I keep drawing lands, which is not my ideal situation. But the Toxic Deluge is in hand. The Lockthmere Serpent is still a problem for me. Lockmere, not Lockthmere. Teferi minuses. Looking for that sweet, sweet card advantage. I am hitting so many lands down the stretch. You hate to see it. Yep, Teferi plus, keep him alive. Ephemerate, that'll eventually be good. One day. Yeah, I think a little Esper control action is going to come out on top here. This is quite funky, though. I do like the Cry of the Carnarium play. This is pretty good against all the things that are typical now. This Phelia, though, is pretty nice. Wait, oh, I have to cast it on my own turn because of Teferi. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, definitely some blunders being played here. It is what it is. So, Demonic Tutor. Have I exiled the end yet? I think I did, right? That happened this game? No, I was thinking of a different game. Okay, so what are the odds they have a counter spell? I'm at 9 life, so it still costs full. So I can go Phelia, Demonic Tutor at the end. Okay, let's try it. The end. Phelia leaves 4 mana left over. Well, now I feel silly, because I know this is going to get countered. Well, let's put it on the stack here. I assume No More Lies or Mana Drain here. Yeah, I mean, they've seen so many cards, it has to be. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Darn. Teferi can bounce Phelia. That'd be pretty good. Fiend's Tower. Yeah, I mean, they're just locked in right now. Let's see how they win the game here. I am genuinely curious. This is not a build that I've seen before. I think it's probably just Lockmere. Lockmere, maybe Meat Hook Massacre if it's a... Yeah, okay, so this is definitely a meta call against the small wide decks. I think it's a good one, though. It's clearly working well against mine, who plays Recruiter of the Guard and a bunch of things with 2 or less toughness. Alright, so what's the end game here? How long can I prolong death? Prismatic Ending? Short. Prismatic Ending doesn't really make sense in this style of deck, I would say, but oh well. We have the opportunity to build our own fun stuff. Recruiter of the Guard, let's grab a Phelia. Phelia will be the first. Then we go Phelia. Just continually baiting out counterspells here. They seem to have. We'll ask them if we can ephemerate. This is probably the counterspell target here. Oh, dang, nice. That's beautiful. Teferi at instant speed, Cry the Carnarium. Wow. That's actually pretty nice. Kaya, okay, so yeah, Kaya here definitely is good against these low CMC decks. -1, I believe, is exile target non-land permanent, yeah. And then +1 hits my graveyard. We do have a Bowmasters. I mean, all things being said, we are not dead yet. I mean, they're back at 21 lives. I mean, what really can we do? Eventually we will lose to Kaya. 1 turn. I think I'm basically going to continue until I realize I can't win. Then I'm going to Toxic Deluge and kill myself. Which will be a fun way to end this card game. There goes my 1/1 token. Fine. Kaya minus is at 5, right? And I have a lot of cards in exile. Is it they own an exile or yeah, it's that player. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm basically dead to this. So I think we're about done here. Well, what they don't know is that I can go out on my own terms here. We'll attempt a Juggernaut Peddler. We could just let it happen. Alright, let's see what's in the hand. Alright. We'll take the Teferi Time Raveler. And I will attempt to pay 10 life. We're going out on our own terms there. Alright. Round 4. Faced a very, very well-positioned control deck. This was definitely built with a lot of specific things in mind, and opponent Weeher154 did a great job of building it if it is their own creation. I might pick this up and try to run some games with it. Should be meta calls are always really fun to play. Anyway, that's round 4. One final round coming up. I will see you in the 5th. Alright, it's the last round here. We have some reanimation effects. Ephemerate, also pretty decent. If we can just find any pitch elemental, we're pretty solid. Recruiter the Guard can do that for us. We'll give it a try. If opponent decides to pitch, or not pitch, but discard or pitch, I guess, we can reanimate. We can even do it through a grief here, if it's specifically grief. Alright, let's see something big go into the graveyard. They keep on top. Darn. Well, this is one situation where I'd be happy to have a grief. Sadly, we don't have it. We'll go Polluted Delta and fetch. Surgical, also an opportunity. Dark Writ. That's scary. Unless this is Phoenix's, in which case I am really well equipped to deal with that. They're gonna heist my library, okay. Don't see heisting very much. And what'll the third thing be? It'll be oh, very cool. This is the heist deck. These are cool. All right, well, let's do this. Get our Surveil in. See if we can hit anything good off the top. I mean, a Demonic Tutor's not bad. We can go Demonic Tutor, find Solitude. I kind of like that. Alright. The They do get to heist me. That's not great. I can kill now, which I guess I'll do. So the question is, what are we getting rid of? Maybe Recruiter. But I like all these things. Maybe get rid of the Phelia, pick up another Phelia in a bit. Yeah, I think Recruiter is a little bit better here. Especially because the Phelia that it finds can give me more usage. Alright, so Laughing Jasper Flint does actually nothing now. Waiting for them to put something into the graveyard, which, if I remember this deck list that I played recently, it will be kind of... there is a reanimation aspect to the one that I was playing. 3 cards in hand. Currently, no... Okay, just heist again, sure. Alright. Get to move to my turn. Is there a surgical angle here? There's not. Alright, do my turn. So what are the odds they have something that can stop my reanimate? Let's see. Well, also, you know what? There is Recruiter of the Guard. That is a thing. Let's start with Recruiter of the Guard. Let's get a Phelia. The Phelia would be kind of strong here. Oh, I almost took the Orchid Throw Masters. That would have been bad. Okay. Surgical does stop them reanimating my graveyard, so we're good on dodging the Solitude. It's my own Recruiter of the Guard. Sure. Toughness 2 or less. Does that get another Jasper? It does not. There are a couple moderately decent creatures that they can find that match this description. Not initially worried about them. Yeah, okay, Imperious Lootmonger. It's decent, but as long as they're not casting these spells all the time, I don't really have a reason to worry about it. And that will probably be a Solitude target when we get to that point. Godless Shrine. What do I for this? So we can Phelia on unstep. We can Ephemerate now the Recruiter of the Guard, which is nice. Alright, I think we start to hit the hand here. We'll go for a Grief. Grief can be hard cast next turn, or we can just pitch cast and reanimate here. Target you. Fel, Toxic Deluge, and another Lootmonger. I think we probably don't want to Toxic Deluge here. Yeah, okay, and then we'll take Fel as well. Reanimate. Grief. Target opponent. Fel. Alright, so to play a creature here, we'll be able to Phelia. Really no good surgical targets yet. We'll pass. And we can start eating them alive with the Grief blinking. That's always solid. They do get to heist me. You always hate to see that. What'll it be? On my own Solitude. Suppose I'll have to pay the Phyrexian for this. Go to 11 from my graveyard. We'll get rid of the Solitude. We will just choose the one in the graveyard. Oh, unless... Okay. We're going to Bowmasters. Fine. Take out my Recruiter, I guess. Oh, they do it to face. That's actually a bad move, because now I can Recruiter. Not my library, my graveyard will take out my Solitude. Yeah, that's still being targeted. It doesn't actually show in this view, which is funny. We'll get rid of that. Imperious Lootmonger does its thing, and they do not reanimate. Okay. They're Hellbent. This is good. My own Recruiter can be eaten here, no? Alright, what am I missing? Nothing. I just block. Alright, sick. Here's Phelia. And we go to my turn. Alright, Ephemerate. Grief doesn't matter, so we go Recruiter of the Guard here. We will search. I think Solitude is nice. We don't have the mana for it, though. I can go Juggernaut Peddler. I think Solitude is probably just decent. Like, we'll eventually get the card. Oh, and actually now we can pitch cast. Okay, sure. I think I hold, though. Yeah, I can't really attack with this Phelia, sadly. Okay, once we... Well, if we do pitch cast with Solitude, then it does work. We need to have a Solitude on the battlefield. Yeah, okay, I wait. Hopefully this wait won't end up being too long. There's the Grenzos. This is why we keep Solitude. I might have to pitch cast here. Alright. And they get to cast this for free. First one of these is free every turn. It will be the end. Oh, shoot. That's not good. I think I just have to pitch cast Solitude and take out Grenzo. If I take my own Phelia, yeah, that really just is not good. Alright, we'll have to try to win this the quote-unquote normal way. I will wait to take a draw here. Ephemerate's still on the table. Alright. Is that all 4 Phelias in the graveyard? Or in the exile zone? Yes, it is. I do believe this is a angle where I need to Solitude here. What I can do is attack with Grief and try to get a scam in. Lootmonger and a 1/1 possibly. Alright, we block like that. That's a good 2-for-1. Psych, that thing has first strike. Alright, well, we have to go for the Solitude play. Cannot continue to let them get Grenzo advantage. Alright, so that thing's gone. Kind of wish I had not attacked here, as we do not now have a Grief. Drawing Ephemerate now feels pretty stupid. Alright, so we definitely should have cast this Bowmasters. I don't know why I'm missing all these opportunities here. That's awkward. Well, we're going to take their Bowmasters with ours. We get a lot of help that we've given them. And now we just have to play our slow game. We go to 7. And here we go. Godless Shrine. We can now cast all the Solitudes we don't have in hand. That's awkward. No attacks necessary. We pass. Here's Lootmonger. Alright. The Heist is a little bit awkward for me. They're getting a lot of value off the top of their deck. Surgical. Takes out my Reanimates. I was never really going to be using those anyway. I think a lot of the ways that we can win the game are unfortunately out of the deck. We're left with mostly lands. Go to 6. Take a Surveil off the top. Swords of Plowshares. That is a decent start. Is it? I'm not so sure it is. I think that goes to the graveyard. We need something better than that because we're getting attacked for 4 that we can't block at all this turn anyway. Another Lootmonger. Yeah, we're just going to get outvalued here. So I think we will finally go down. Definitely a very strong early start to the deck tech games. Unfortunately, opponent was able to make things work in the end. Multiple Lootmongers is just a crazy situation to be in. Really, really powerful board state here. I don't think we're coming back here, so we're going to just take the damage here. This deck has been on my radar for a while, and you will be seeing it on the channel soon, so look forward to that if you're into the Heist deck. With that being said, that brings us to the end of the games today. Hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at this deck. The Phelia combo of just blinking Grief and Solitude is just absolutely insane. Really makes you think about whether or not Grief has a home in this format. A lot of people call for the removal of it from many other formats, and I can honestly see that some people might have a valid thing going on if they say that it should be removed from Timeless as well. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments if you're pro Grief, against Grief, whatever. With that being said, that was the end of the deck tech. Like I said, started out strong, petered out towards the end, but we did have some cool decks to play against, so that made it all the much better. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll see you guys in the next video.